Hello, we are back. So clearly this is not me today, but I thought I would do some videos from my clients for formal. So I do actually have quite a few formal girls that I videoed that I will be showing you. I really like these because I apply foundation on other customers completely different to how I apply it on myself. So I know you're not the biggest fan of voiceovers, but it's all I have to work with. It also doesn't let me do multiple voiceovers, it only lets me do the one. So if I make any little mistakes or you can hear me breathing, then I do apologize. So what I've done so far is I'm just using the Fenty Beauty foundation mixed with Makeup Forever, and I've buffed it in with a kabuki brush. And now I'm going over the top with the Thin Lizzy sponge. I'm just adding slightly more coverage and really melting it into the skin. Find using the brush really buffs it into the skin and around any areas that a sponge kind of can't get to, and then a sponge really kind of builds that coverage, as I said before. Now I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape. This one here is really amazing. I mixed this one in with the Luma Beauty Illuminator in Moonlight just to give a little bit more of a glow, and it looked amazing on her skin. Lydia, which is my client here, she wanted a really beautiful natural makeup look, which is exactly what we've done today, and I honestly find that it suited her so well for her formal. So you'll notice a lot of the products that I am using are quite glowy and quite natural on her skin. So you can see for the inner corners I do use a small buffing brush. I do find that sometimes the sponge can be a little invasive, so I find that again these sponges kind of blend everything in without being too in your face. Using the Laura Mercier setting powder now. It's the translucent one, it's the one we can't get in Australia with ease anymore. Doing the same on her eyelids. And now for the rest of the face, I'm using the Models Prefer Soft Focus mineral powder. It's got a glow, it sets the makeup, but it doesn't add any extra coverage, which I really like for this kind of look. Now I'm using Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is a perfect bronzer for fair skin, adds a really nice warmth, but it doesn't look too orange, and obviously it smells amazing. So you can see I always like to add some on the nose. I find if I don't, it just can make the makeup look a little bit washed out. And now what I'm using here is the Kat Von D Shade and Light. I'm using the fairest ash shade. And I just use this on the hollows of the cheeks and down the sides of the nose. I'm using the Zoeva a blush quad, I believe it's the warm tone one, and adding that to the apples of her cheeks. Again, it's got the most beautiful glow. I'm using the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye. I don't know which shade it is, but I think there's only like 3 or 4 of them, so get the one with the pink in it. I'm just using a nice fluffy Zoeva brush to really pack it on the entire lid. I like to do this because generally when I'm doing client makeups, I'm pushed for time. I've got lots of people, one after another, especially formals, and this really just gets it done quickly. And next I go in with another Zoeva brush. I believe this is a 225 or a 224, don't quote me on that. And I'm just blending out those edges. I think now I'm using the Tarte Pro palette and using the lightest dusty pink shade just to blend those edges out a little bit more. Adding a little bit more definition with that Kat Von D shade again. And taking away any edges from the top. I honestly have tried to watch this about 4 times to figure out what shade I use there to deepen it up, but I honestly can't. I believe it's just like a very soft, warm brown, and then I go over it with the pink shade just to tie it all together. This is definitely back to the Kat Von D shade, and I use that underneath and just on her outer corners. And then I add the shimmer, which is a combination. This first layer is the Balm Mary Luminizer highlight. I'm not using any setting spray or anything, I'm just using a really nice dense brush. And then I go over the top of that with the pink champagne-y shades from the Jaclyn Hill Morph palette. And these shades blended out so beautifully on her. And then I virtually mirror that underneath. So I add a little bit more of that dusty pink shade, and then I add the balm to the inner corners to really lighten and brighten her eyes. Using now the Rimmel Brow This Way Brow Gel. This is in medium brown. She has gorgeous fluffy brows naturally, so I didn't want to do anything to them. And then I just go around and clean up the edges using the same product that I used for under her eyes. So just the Tarte Shape Tape. Adding a waterproof mascara. Lydia didn't select lashes for her application. And you can see I apply the mascara with one brush and then I comb it through with another. I find this is the best way to minimize clumps and that kind of thing. So give it a go. Now I'm going in with the Balm Mary Luminizer all over the face to add that gorgeous glow. I did add setting spray to her entire face before I did this, just to really lock in the makeup and give something for the highlight to grab onto. Then we added MAC Velvet Teddy on the lips, and this is the final look. I hope you learned something along the way and enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, bye!